Thanks so much for watching AM Northwest this morning. If you're planning to retire soon, our next guest wants to help you avoid some of the most common mistakes he sees retirees make. We welcome back financial planning and consulting specialist David Swanson. Always good to see you. And you brought your buddy Butch with you, which we love you more when you bring him. Don't know why that is, but we do. So talk about the biggest mistakes. One has just got to be, first of all, taking too much risk.
Boy, that is the first mistake. And when you get ready to retire, sometimes you have too much assets concentrated in the stock market. Sometimes people have too much of their own company stock. Or they get ready to retire and they have accounts scattered over a number of different previous employers. And so getting those all consolidated together and avoiding the risk of potentially losing your principal is really, really important.
So at this point, you want to take things that have a low risk, right? You want to invest in things that are low risk.
Unless you want to go back to work.
Right. And you don't want to go back to work.
No, don't have to, no.
Yeah, and then you say another big mistake that people make is that they don't consider all their retirement income sources.
That's exactly right. So everyone who's worked, most everyone's worked has Social Security.
Right.
They may have a pension. The timing of when you take those is really, really important. It determines the amount of income and the length of income that you get. So you want to make sure that you figure out the best pension choice, your best Social Security choice, and then plan all of your income sources in to supplement with the other savings that you have.
I think a lot of people have more things out there than they might think about, that first comes to mind.
Absolutely. And you're getting ready to retire.
Right.
And so you think you have enough, but you're not quite sure, so you just keep working. Well, if you would have done planning, you may be able to retire right now instead of waiting for those extra 3 or 4 years for some event to occur that you already have achieved.
Okay. And then a lot of folks don't commit to a written plan, and writing it down it's so important to do.
Well, it's not a plan unless it's written down.
Right.
It's just an idea. So if you want to hold yourself to commitments of how much funds we're going to spend, the trips that we're going to take, the budget that we have, then you match that against the good safe money that you've invested and the good income streams that you've decided, and then you can determine if you have enough money to do the things that you want. A kind of number we use is if you're receiving a certain amount of money, you should be expending about 60% of that in retirement. And if you stay close to that ratio, you'll be in really good shape going forward.
So are you saying actually write out a budget for when you retire?
Absolutely.
Like, this is my grocery budget for when this is my play money for when we retire, this is the trip money, that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So you look and you say, okay, each month we spend about this amount of money. We know we're going to take these trips. We're going to replace these automobiles. We're going to buy these recreational vehicles. We're going to move to these vacation places potentially. All of those have a dollar amount. So what we do is we figure out what the cost of that is in today's dollars, and we assign that with the income against the income that we have coming in. What we do at Swanson Financial is we build a 30-year plan for you. So you say, these are all the resources I have. These are the things that I want to do in retirement, and you will be on track to accomplish that. Or even a really important part of it is if you're not on track, you need to modify that so you don't end up having to go back to work or cause yourself stress later on in life.
Okay. Well, we want to talk to our viewers because our viewers have sent us questions to ask you. So we're going to do that when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to AM Northwest. We're talking with David Swanson from Swanson Financial about the most common mistakes he sees retirees making, and we're answering your questions now as well. So here's question number 1. I've worked for several employers and have several different retirement accounts. Can I combine them into one account now that I am retiring?
The answer is yes, and you can use an individual retirement account, an RIA, an IRA to consolidate those accounts in one and then manage them consistently.
Okay. Another question is, what is a required minimum distribution? What is that?
Well, when you turn age 70 and a half for a traditional IRA, you are required to take a percentage of assets out. Most people would never take money out of their accounts if they didn't need to, but the government says, look, we need to get tax revenue, so we are going to require you to take a mandatory minimum amount. It's around 4%, and it starts at age 70 and a half.
That requires you to take out so much to live on? Is that the
You
idea?
must take it out and pay income taxes on it, whether
I
you need
see.
it or not. So it is an opportunity to move money from an IRA into the economy and then
Oh, gotcha.
create tax revenue for it. So when we're tax planning, we need to make sure that, is that the best time to do? Should we be transferring money before we're age 70 and a half at a lower tax rate, or we're going to be in a higher tax rate at 70 and a half? So that's why forecasting out for 30 years of your life is so important to decide what's best for us right now and in the future.
Question number 3, do I have to pay taxes on my traditional IRA distributions and Social Security?
Yes, you do, but Social Security has tax benefits associated with it. It's not all taxable, and it depends on all your other income that you have. But any money that you take out of your IRA is classified as ordinary income, and if you're subject to tax, you will pay income taxes on it.
Our pension gives us several lifetime income options. How do we know which one to select?
Well, there's a good one too. So now you have to look at what your overall family situation is. Lots of times, we work with a lot of PERS people, and most distributions are we take half now and half for our survivor. But if you are going to live almost about the same time, you're actually getting a whole lot less income.
Yeah.
So meaning if you were going to die about the same time, or if the recipient was going to pass first, you might really want to consider taking a single life income and having some other kind of benefit to pay for the life of the first one that passed, maybe a term life insurance policy or something like that. But the point being is that you need to consider all of the choices and then eliminate the ones that don't make sense. So just having blinders on and doing what everyone else does may not give you the best choice.
Let me ask you this, because I have a couple friends in this situation. They have boomerang kids, adult children coming back home, and they're taking out of their pension and their IRA to take care of these adult children. Would you say that that's not the wisest choice, to make sure that you have enough for you to survive first, then your kids?
So now we go back to the third most important thing, or the biggest mistake people make, a written plan.
Right.
Does this fit into your written plan? Can your plan absorb this additional expense and still have you be comfortable? Because yes, they may be living on your couch, but if your money is gone, are you going to be living on their couch?
Right. Would they be able to support you when the time comes? And of course, if people want to find out more, you have seminars, right?
Yes, we have free workshops. We're offering them around the greater Portland area. You can check out our website or call our office directly. We'll talk about retirement planning, Social Security options, and we'll give you some general knowledge to help you be have a better, more successful retirement.
Should you bring your spouse with you?
Absolutely. Decision makers are always important. And the thing about a couple is that you may both want the same thing, to be comfortable in retirement, but you may both have two different ideas. And
Or
so,
different priorities. One wants to travel, the other does not.
and that's what happens. And so what we want to do is make sure that the written plan that you have established takes into considerations the compromise factor of both of you, and it has to be a plan where everyone's going to be happy. And if you don't have it written out and you don't have it calculated and planned everything out, you may find that you won't be as successful as you could have been if you would have had a plan.
Sounds good. We're going to put the information on our website. Please contact Swanson Financial if you'd like to find out more or set up a meeting. 503-603-9900. We'll put that on KATU.com.